Boom, 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 Shanker. How's it going, everybody? Good morning to you all. It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. It's 8:30 a.m. in the freaking morning, lads and lasses. When was the last time you saw me do a live stream at this hour? It's ungodly. Who does this? You can still taste the toothpaste. Anyway, here I am. I'm not expecting many of you guys to be on here. You're probably getting ready for work or school or whatever it is you guys do. I've got to do all that, but I've just got a little bit of time to to jump on here, and I wanted to talk about some stuff. Obviously, the international break's just come and gone. Thank Christ that's over. What an absolute misery. Just feel, England losing and racial abuse, basically. Nice one. Thank the Lord that that's over and done with, is all I'm saying for a little while. Anyway, back to the real shit, which is Manchester United versus Liverpool in the Premier League on Sunday. Oh! It's a big game of football, isn't it? At any time, this is a huge game. United, we're desperate for some sort of a win. I mean, this could be a positive springboard for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to really turn everything around if we could somehow get a scalp over Liverpool, who are unbeaten, not only unbeaten, haven't even not won a game all season long. So you're talking about a fantastic Liverpool side. We all know that. They're playing the nicest stuff in the country at the moment. They're the most consistent out there. They've got the best manager, best team, all that shite. Right, but let's get into it. Danny Mills has come out a couple of days ago and given his opinion on the best combined Manchester United versus Liverpool starting 11. So the best 11 players selected. He did it on form for the game on Sunday, if you wanted to make a starting 11 based from those two teams. And to be perfectly honest with you, there was no Manchester United players in there, by the way. So Danny Mills, he's having a freaking mare. He's not an ex-Liverpool player or anything. That's just his opinion. Fair enough. I wanted to give you guys my opinion, and I'm sure you guys have got a serious amount of opinions on this one as well. So look, I know a lot of you are not going to agree with me on this. That's absolutely fine. Football's a game of opinions. These are my opinions. If you don't like it, you can frickin' stick it in a pipe and smoke it, to be honest with you. I don't really give a toss. But I do give a toss about what your opinions are, obviously. So get your teams in and stuff like that. But obviously, this is just my thoughts and opinions. Not Danny Mills's, not anybody else's. So starting 11. So if we're going 4-2-3-1, which I think, it's a 4-3-3 variation, whatever, you could just say 4-3-3, but 4-2-3-1, I will put a graphic up at the end of this video with my full selection and full starting 11 so you guys can actually see it. But for the time being, I'm just going to go through it position by position, if you like. Everybody who's tuning in, by the way, there's a bunch of you in here already. I know it's early mornings. Thank you for stopping by on the channel. Do us a favour, if you are in here, smash a cheeky little like on this video. Viking Red, Richard James, The Music Fiend, Peter Carson, Joe Hub. Shout out to everybody who is tuned in right now. So let's kick it off then. The starting 11 combined, Manchester United versus Liverpool. These are my thoughts. Goalkeeper, there's a little bit of contention here. Alisson, of course, has been a great keeper for Liverpool since coming over. But to me, it's David De Gea all day long. David De Gea is a much better sort of goalkeeper in terms of longevity. He's been United's best player for the last 6 years in the Premier League. Okay? By a country mile. Doing the business, shot stopping, saving our bacon, saving us 15 plus points every single season over the last 6 years. The guy's an absolute tank. Alisson, yeah, he's got a girl's name for Pete's sake. Okay, he's not getting in my combined starting 11. He's not even played much recently. I'm not really doing this starting 11 based on form anyway. I'm just doing it on sort of quality of the players. If I was picking a team to go in against the Devils 11, and I don't mean United's 11, I mean the actual Devils 11. These is the players that I'm choosing because it's going to be the strongest. That's what I'm going for. Remember that old Nike advert, by the way? All the quality of those legendary players against those demons. What a freaking advert. They don't make them like that anymore. That's all I'm saying. So there you go. You may disagree. I don't think Alisson deserves to be in the starting 11 ahead of David De Gea. That's what I'm saying. De Gea's proven for United, proven in the Premier League, quality player. He gets my number one spot. If you don't like that, I know that's probably pissed off a few scousers who might have stumbled upon this, but there you go. That's just how it is. Let's get onto the left-back position. It's an easy one for me because Andy Robertson has been a revelation since Klopp brought him for a bargain fee. What was it, 8 million, which is peanuts in this day and age. Since then, he's been great. He's developed him fantastically. He's easily the best left-back that we've got to choose from here. No doubt about it. I'm going to look at it objectively. Luke Shaw, even if he was fit, he's just not up to the standard, I'm afraid. And Ashley Clunge. I mean, come on. It doesn't even get close, does he? So it's got to be Andy Robertson at left back. I think we will all agree with that one. We've got to agree with that. Centre-backs then. Let's talk about the centre-backs. Then we'll go over to the right-hand side, which is a little bit contentious as well. But let's talk about the centre-backs. Now, the first name on the team sheet in many ways, it's got to be Virgil van Dijk. Of course, the best player in the Premier League last season, let alone defender. Faultless season he had. He's the best defender in the league currently. To me, he's got to be the centre-back in the side, or one of the centre-backs in the side, no doubt about it. It's easy. Don't really need to elaborate on it that much with Virgil van Dijk. Partnering him, this is where there's going to be a little bit of contention from certain people, because I know people do rate Joel Matip. Not me. Not me, Scousers, okay? He's decent. Maybe he's built up a decent partnership with Van Dijk, whatever, okay? Liverpool, great team. Matip, I'm sorry, just doesn't really impress me that much. And if you don't like that, Scousers, then you can suck Matip. That's what I'm saying. Let's get on to who I would choose at centre-back then. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go for concrete noggin himself, Slabhead Maguire. Now, okay, recently, I said we're not doing this on form. Recently, he's not been fantastic. He's had a bit of a grey settling in period at Manchester United so far. Hopefully, he is going to turn that around and be that player that we all know he is. But if you're talking about what he's done for England, if you're talking about what he did for Leicester, he is a quality defender. We didn't pay £80 million for some mug, basically, is what I'm saying. He is obviously a quality defender, and he, to me, is a better player, more complete player. Brings it out from the back, defensively great with, aerial ability, and can nick you a goal. Not that there's any evidence of that in a United shirt. But to me, that's who I would choose as centre-back. Now, I know a lot of you would disagree with that, but Maguire gets in the team for me, partnering Virgil van Dijk. And my days, I must say, what a formidable centre-back partnership that would actually be. That would be amazing. Unfortunately, it's never going to be seen, but there you go. Maguire and Van Dijk, they complete my centre-back pairing. On the right, let me know your thoughts on it. I know some of you will disagree. On the right to me, now this is an interesting one, okay? So Aaron Wan-Bissaka has been formidable and phenomenal since coming over from Palace for United. They had a great season for them last year, their player of the season. And he's shown what a quality player he will be, and he's shown what a quality player he is already. 21 years of age, right back, he's the Gandalf of the Premier League. Thou shalt not pass Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And I rate him, I love the lad. I absolutely do. I think defensively, he's probably the best in the league. But look, I said I was going to look at this objectively, and I'm going to look at it objectively. Who has done more in their footballing career up until this point right now between him and Trent Alexander-Arnold? Another player that Klopp's developed tremendously over the last year or two. I think he has looked phenomenal. He's been doing great stuff, That corner goal, for instance, I know that's just one moment that springs to mind, but he's created moments for himself, is what I'm saying here, against Barca, that was. So the point I make is I think he's just further along in his footballing career than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Not to say that in a year's time or 2 years' time, Aaron Wan-Bissaka won't be in there, but I've got to be perfectly honest with you. I just think Trent, at this moment in time, is probably a more developed, better player. There you go, I said it. Now, Wan-Bissaka is pretty much the best right back in the league, which pretty much means Trent is also. It's very difficult to choose between them, which is why I'm choosing it based on who I just think's a little bit further developed and further along. I think Wan-Bissaka is defensively very, very sound. Does he give us that much going forward? I don't know. I think he's going to be a tremendous player for Manchester United. I hope he's fit. I don't think he's even fit for this game. I'm not sure. But I would love to see him in there. But I think Trent Alexander-Arnold does definitely deserve to get that spot at the moment. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about it. So to complete the back line with the goal there, De Gea in goal over Alisson. We've got Robertson left back. We've got Van Dijk, Maguire, and Trent Alexander-Arnold capping off the back line. So only 2 Manchester United players out of 5 in there so far. Let's get on to the midfield then, which is going to be another point of contention. So we'll go 4-2-3-1 if you like, but 4-3-3 if you like, with 2 defensive sort of minded midfielders and an advanced one. So Paul Pogba. Let's talk about Paul Pogba. So to me, Paul Pogba doesn't deserve to be in this starting 11. I'm sorry, look, he is a great World Cup winner, great for Juventus. What have you done for United though, Paul? That's what I want to know. Over the last few seasons, he's been pretty bang average. You see a good performance from him every now and then, and again, perhaps 1 in 3, maybe 1 in 4. He puts in an acceptable performance for a player of his caliber. I don't care if you've got all the tools in the box. all aspects of the game if you can't produce out there on the pitch when it matters and to a consistent level. He's just not consistent enough for me, and consistency is a big part of football. If I'm choosing a team to go out there, like I say, and play the Devil's Demon 11 to save all of humanity, then I'm not selecting Paul Pogba in my side. He can do one, quite frankly. He'd probably put in an absolutely melter prima donna of a performance and get the whole of the human race killed. That's the sort of guy we're talking about here. Anyway, so he doesn't get in there. I'm sorry, guys. Paul Pogba doesn't get in there. A lot of United fans will be like, what? How can you not put Paul Pogba in there based on ability, quality? He is in there. I disagree with that, guys. I do. I think, look, consistency is a big factor, which leads me on to the couple of guys that I actually would have in there. I mean, you could say like Jordan Henderson, James Milner. They are complete consistent players right now. James Milner, I know he's used all over the place and he's not going to get in there for me. But I'm just saying I respect him. He is consistent. I think he's a very undervalued, underrated player. Jordan Henderson gets in there for me. Why? I hate the little rat-faced guy, to be honest with you. He's a complete tithead. He is, you know. But he's consistent. And not only that, he does play with heart. He does play with passion. I like that. You know, he barks, he murmurs, whatever you want to call it. Jordan Henderson is a leader out there on the pitch, something that United have way too little of. Jordan Henderson, you know what you're going to get with him. You're going to get tenacity, you're going to get effort, and you're going to get commitment. You're going to get all those things, which is something you can't guarantee from any of Manchester United's midfielders. I mean, let's talk about who we could put in there from United. Matic. He's not getting in the combined 11. He shouldn't even be in our own 11. Fred. I mean, the same sort of thing could be said for him. McTominay, I've got a lot of hope for the future, but just right now he can't compete with the midfielders that Liverpool have. So, to me, Jordan Henderson gets right in there, and I don't even really rate him that highly as a player. It's not like he's massively technically gifted like a Paul Pogba, but he is consistent, and he is good. And that's what I want to. That's what I want to see. Plus, he's got that leadership aspect to him, which is very important, in my opinion. So there you go. Jordan Henderson gets in there. You may think that I'm an absolute scumbag for saying that, and trust me, it's not for his Head and Shoulders commercials or it's just the fact that I think he's actually a better, more consistent player than the likes of Paul Pogba. Who gives you more? He's not better technically, but who gives you more out there on the pitch week in, week out? That's the question I'm asking. And then the other sort of defensive-minded midfielder, if you like, that we're putting in the side, that's another easy one for me. None of United's midfield. Our midfield is shite. It's the weakest midfield going in the Premier League, isn't it, United's? So it's an easy one for me, Fabinho. Consistent, very good defensively, you know, can create, just solid. Just solid. So to me, Fabinho and Henderson, they've got to make up those two midfield positions. What do you guys think about that? Is that a controversial to you? Do you think any United player should get in there? I just can't see McTominay or Pogba getting in there. Certainly not in that position anyway. Certainly not in that position. Which brings me on to, you know, in front of them. Now, this is also very, very easy. Very easy. Now, if you're talking about a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, I'm talking about the player in front of the two sort of holding midfielders there. Wijnaldum all freaking day long. Physical, skillful, athletic, quick, presence. You know, he is a quality player, Wijnaldum. He's come on leaps and bounds since coming over to the Premier League. At one point I thought he was going to be a bit of a headless chicken, but he has come on and turned into a quality player. Plus, he's just much better than anything United have got in those positions. I mean, Juan Mata, look, if you're going over the last 6 years, okay, you can make a case. But over the last couple of years, no. Juan Mata's just not been doing the business for Manchester United consistently enough, unfortunately. I do rate him, but he's just not happening for him in a struggling team, to be fair. And then who else could you have at CAN there? I mean, Gomez, he's young, he's not the finished article, nowhere near. He's not going to knock out Wijnaldum from the side. Lingard, this guy here, Lingard, no way. So to me, Wijnaldum, it's got to be Wijnaldum all day long, completing off those three midfielders there, which is very depressing, isn't it? I mean, you could put Pogba in there at CAM. We did see when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer first came in and he played him there in an advanced role in a sort of 4-3-3, how well that he did. He did do fantastically well for a period, and then it all went to pot again. It all went off the boil again. So, I don't know. He could come in there and do a good job there, but like I say, I'm not putting him in there to save the human race in a match. You know, I'm looking for somebody who's a bit more proven. So I think Wijnaldum consistently doing the job for Liverpool, good player. think, okay, maybe he's only scored like 1 goal this season or whatever, but he's just a good physical, technical player. I rate him. So that completes off the midfield 3, if you like. And then the rest of the team, lads and lasses, it's very, very easy for me also. We'll start on the left wing. Daniel James has been fantastic since coming in from Swansea, making the step up from the Championship. He's had a great start to the season, got a lot of hope for his future at United. And I can't really fault the lad. Of a struggling team of players with much more experienced players in there, he's a young lad and he's looking like one of the leaders and one of the match winners in the side that's making stuff happen. The finishing ability he's shown, the ability to take a man on, beat him for pace, get a ball in. He's going to be a great winger for Manchester United. I truly believe that. He can play on the left, play on the right, whatever. But he's looked best at left wing. So that's why I'm talking about him as a potential player for there. But come on now. He's 21. He's coming up from the Championship. He's had 8 games or whatever in the Premier League now. It's obviously Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane is probably one of the most underrated players in the Premier League. For some reason, when you hear people talk about football in the Premier League, they don't talk about players like Mane as much as some of the other players. And it's wrong, really. Same with Son. I mean, recently, Son Heung-min for Tottenham, obviously, people realise what a quality player he is. Same thing with Mane. He adds so much to that team. You're talking about pace, precision, predatory instinct. He's got it all. I really rate him. I think he's a fantastic flying winger. Not only that, it's just got great technical ability, finishing ability, great eye for a pass. Fantastic quality player. Much further ahead and further along in terms of quality of any of Manchester United's wingers in that position. Come on now. So Sadio Mane, easily the left winger in my side. Now over on the other side, on the right wing, this is also ridiculously easy. God, you sensing a theme here, lads and lasses. Depression. Depression is the theme. That's the theme, because you just realise, and this is me being sort of kind as a United fan in a way, even putting a couple of these players in there, but you realise just what an absolute shower of a mess of shite Manchester United are right now. Because of the Glazers, because of Woodward, because of this squad that we've got. It's just nowhere near good enough, is it? Right wing, who we got there? So basically, it's an easy one for me. Mo Salah, in my opinion, probably Liverpool's best player. Certainly over the last few years, he's been their best player. And I think that he is one of the best players in the world. So it's easy for me to select Mo Salah in there. He adds you so much. Clinical ability in front of goal. Pace for days. Beat a man. Skill, trickery, the whole shebang. Egypt freaking main man. It's got to be Mo Salah in there. Easily over any Manchester United player you put right mid. So I don't need to talk anything more about that because it's obvious. Mo Salah right wing. So that completes the wingers there. We've got Mane and Salah. Who's up top there? Who's up top there at striker, do you ask? Let's have a little chat. So Rashford. Does Rashford make it in there for me? 21 years of age, scored that great goal for England the other day. Only 21, potentially, could be fantastic, has looked good for United. No. To answer the question, he doesn't get in there because he's looked absolutely terrible in front of goal recently. Not necessarily his fault. I think his best position perhaps is out wide. But striker, he's not looked good there. Not good enough. Sorry about Marcus. You don't get anywhere near this starting 11 here or this combined 11. Hate to say it. Hopefully he can turn it around and have a good season for us. But he's looked absolutely bang average dog turd shite for way too long now. No way. Anthony Martial at striker? You ask, I hear you say? Well, he's looked good there when he's played, he has. He's only just taken the mantle, he's only just got the number 9. Can he be that number 9? Can he warrant being the number 9? Can he score the goals of a number 9? We don't know. I mean, his goal record since coming to English football is actually pretty decent considering some of the poor teams that he's played in. His age, his progression, playing all over the place as well at times. So, look, he could do it for us, but you cannot put him ahead. You cannot put him ahead of Liverpool's main man up there, which is Roberto Firmino. Obviously, much more complete, much more experienced, way more experienced. Just better player, isn't he, in front of goal anyway. Obviously, Martial's got different aspects. Real great trickery, and I hope that he can go on and be that sort of Thierry Henry goal scorer for Manchester United. But that is a big if. It remains to be seen. We don't truly know what we're going to get from Martial yet. It could be another Rashford. He's looked good up there, but when he's actually put in there, trusted with the task of being our main goal scorer, is he going to be able to do the business? So even if he was fit, even if he's available, it's got to be Roberto Firmino in there. So that completes my starting 11, guys. I'm just going to put the graphic up here so you can actually see. So just to cap it all off, De Gea in goal. He beats Alisson for me. You may disagree with that, but I don't think he's not played much recently. But we're not going on form and stuff like that anyway. We're just going on qualities. And I think De Gea is a much more proven, much more consistent, experienced goalkeeper in that sense in the Premier League. So to me, David De Gea, the best shot stopper in the world. He gets the number 1 spot for me. Van Dijk and Maguire, the 2 centre-backs in front of him. Controversial, of course, you could put Van Dijk and Matip. I know that's what Danny Mills did. In fact, he put all Liverpool players. So I'm sort of being kind here because Maguire's not looked good for Manchester United. But if we're just going based on what he's done for England, what he's done for Leicester previously, and the fact that we paid 80 million for him, I just think he's a better player than Matip. Even if he's not been showing it recently, I think he deserves to be in there. My opinion, you guys, I'm sure will have some other opinion there. Robertson, left back, easy. Trent Alexander-Arnold, right back. Could have been Wan-Bissaka. Very difficult to choose between them, but I just edged it for Trent Alexander-Arnold based on what's actually been achieved by the player at the club there. And I do think he's a very, very good player. So that's my back line with De Gea in goal. Fabinho and Henderson, the midfield. Now, Henderson, you're all going to laugh at me for choosing Henderson, but he's consistent. He gets you a 6 or a 7 out of 10 every week, okay? And that's all I'm really looking for. He's basically Carrick without some of the qualities, but with a bit more sort of leadership qualities, which is important. You need a player out there who plays with heart. Jordan Henderson plays with heart. Fabinho next to him, consistent as you like. Wijnaldum, physical, much better than any other. The rest of the team I don't even need to justify. Salah, Mane, Wijnaldum, Firmino, they're much better than what Manchester United have at the moment. So there you go, lads and lasses. That is my Manchester United combined starting 11. We've got 3 players in there from Manchester United. No, we don't. Sorry, we've got 2 players in there from Manchester United. Pogba doesn't make it in there. I was debating it, but I just thought, do you know what? I don't care what people say about quality and ability and all that sort of stuff and what he's actually got. I care about how he performs. I care about consistently doing it for the team. And he doesn't deserve to be in there based on that. Those players are much more consistent for their team than Paul Pogba is for our team. So there you go. Anyway, guys, that's my starting 11. I'm just going to delve into the chat quickly to see what you guys think. There's a bunch of you guys in here. I was expecting barely anybody tuning in for this one because I haven't done a video since, before the international break. Just been having a little break myself, had a couple of things going on. But normal service will be resumed on the channel. Of course, later on today at 3 o'clock, we have got the Pig and the Head Show podcast. So make sure you stop by on the channel for that. Do tune in. For our thoughts on the international break and just football, some of the talking points, obviously the racism and all sorts of stuff. Me and Henry will be live at 3 p.m. UK time, so please do stop by later on the channel for that anyway. And, of course, I've got The Fire in My Room coming before the Liverpool game. That'll either be on Friday or Saturday that'll be released, so look out for that. Cheeky little football diss track rap, ripping the Scousers a new one. So, so make sure you do keep a look out for that one, guys. But yeah, absolute legends to whoever is tuning in right now. I'm just going to get rid of this combined 11 thing now so we can see the chat once again here. Ross Greening comments, so you're basing your decision to pick Maguire based on what he's done for 2 other teams that aren't United. To sum it up, yes. Yes, I am, Ross. When you say it like that, it doesn't make my pick sound too good. But listen, hear me out, okay? It's only the last couple of months he's been at United. It's always a bedding in period for players when they come into it. You just can't expect him to get that overnight continuity with the team, with the defenders around him, especially when said players around him are questionable. They're not up to the standard. So he's playing in a difficult team, low on confidence, low on any sort of real quality right now. The manager's job is up in the air, the tactics are non-existent. It's difficult for a player like Maguire. You can only influence so much at centre-back. So I think it is difficult for him at the moment. I think it will improve as the partnerships improve with, the likes of Lindelof or Twanzeba, whoever it may be. I think you're going to see a lot more from Maguire, and he will start to be that quality player for United that we all seen. Come on, for Leicester he was class, for England he's been class. That's what I'm basing it. I'm basing it on his career over the last year, the last 12 months, not the last 2 months, the last 12 months. So yeah, fair enough. But that's my opinion, but I can understand why you, wouldn't think that, obviously. Everybody who's tuning in, you're a bunch of legends. Let's see what you guys think about some of the stuff I've talked about then. Marek Stochowski, hey Pig, I'm in class at uni and tuning in. You're much more entertaining than this stuff. Well, you should probably focus, Marek, but thank you very much for getting in here during your lecture or whatever you're doing. Good luck, but yeah, you're not going to get anywhere watching this shite while you're doing your class, pal. Watch it later. That's the beauty of YouTube. Anyway, Zephyr Gaming comments, Firmino is meant to be the best attacker in the league. He's played 22 more games than Rashford and contributed to 13 more goals than him in the last 3 seasons. Well, fair enough. I mean, if you look at it like that, I mean, it's not the most impressive of stats from Roberto Firmino, but I do think he adds a lot to the team. I don't think necessarily goal scoring is, you know, he's not like the most naturally gifted of goal scorers in the world. He is obviously very good at that. I think he adds a lot to you just as a sort of classic centre forward, if you like. Maybe a track Autista. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, playing with those wingers, Mane and Salah, can get them away, and I just really rate him. But anyway, fair enough. I just think right now, who would you rather have? If, like I said, if we're selecting a team to play the Devils United or Devils starting 11 to see if we can keep the human race alive, I'm not selecting Marcus Rashford at this moment in time. That's what I'm saying. So Firmino gets in there. Gungshi says he's on my way to hospital. Pig goes live. Disagree about Pogba, but agree with most of what you're saying. Gungshi, I hope it's nothing serious, pal, whatever you're on the way to hospital for. Whatever it is, I hope it goes well for you, pal. Yeah, fair enough. I know you love Pogba, don't you, Gungshi? Look, whatever Pogba, the Pogba can't put a foot wrong for you, Gungers. I know that, mate, okay? Whatever he does, no matter how many awful, dreary, lackluster, mundane, mind-melting, gash-tastic performances he puts in a red shirt, you still love him. Fair enough. I just don't get it. It's not, I can understand if it was every now and then, or if it was 50% of the time he has an absolute shocker. But it's much more than that, Gangshi, in my eyes. It's much more than that. He doesn't perform nowhere near to the level consistently for United that he should be doing. Maybe 25% of the time. No good. That's no good for me. I don't care if you're 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 one week, if you're 3 out of 10 the next following few weeks. I'd rather have Carrick or someone like that who's just a 7 out of 10 every single week. So that's the point I'm making on Pogba Gungshi, but I do appreciate your opinion as ever. Thank you very much for getting in there, and like I say, you know, good luck at the hospital, whatever you're going there for, pal. The Music Fiend comments, speaking of international break, USA melted against Canada 2-0. Canada hadn't beaten us since 1985. Crikey, that's a melt job. I did not know that, actually. Canada beat the USA 2-0. Get in there, Canada, eh? Abbas Mohammadi comments, where the hell do you live, pig? I live down on the south coast of the United Kingdom in a little county called Dorsetshire. Gungshi comments, pig, I know he's inconsistent. I just think he's the only chance we've got of creating something out of the blue. Well, out of the blue is probably the correct phrase to use for him because, you know, let's be honest now. It would take something out of the blue for him to put in a bloody good performance. That's all I'm saying. A bolt from the blue. Look, we know he's got the qualities, though. I know what you're saying. And in the right system, with the right players, he could probably be very good. But I'm just basing this over the last 4 years for Manchester United, where he's not lived up to it. He's not been good enough. Fair enough. Sometimes he's brilliant. Sometimes he is out of this world. That performance against Chelsea in the opening fixture of the Premier League campaign, he made two truly world-class assists in that game. And I was hoping it was going to be the start of a new era for Paul Pogba at Manchester United, but it didn't materialise. Next week, back to Gash. Week after that, even Gasher. And it's just been going downhill ever since, Gungshi. So fair enough. To me, if I were Manchester United manager, I'm making a change. And I am selling Paul Pogba in January for as much money as I can possibly get to fund the arrival of some other quality players. Controversial? Well, that's just my opinion. Fair enough, though. Viking Red comments, pig, I'm from Buckinghamshire, lad. Another southerner in the house. Great to have you in here, pal. Thank you very much. The music. Sorry, Viking Red. Don't know what I got confused there. Because the Music Fiend comments, I would still pick Pogba over Henderson based on his performance in Juventus and France. Yeah, okay. I know what I said about Maguire, about basing his performances over the last year and the fact that, okay, for United, he's not actually been that great. But I'm sorry, Pogba, for Juventus and France, you've got to go years and years back for Juventus, which, to be fair, he was quality. And for France, he's always looked pretty decent. Of course, he's a World Cup winner. He's had a big impact for them over the years. But come on, for United over the last 3 seasons, there's no way he gets anywhere near my starting 11. That's all I'm saying. Bunch of legends tuning into this show, by the way. Early on, I'm going to wrap this up at about 30 minutes, so get your questions in finally if you do want to ask something. And of course, after this video has been published, the reason I made this, guys, is because just to give you my thoughts and opinions on the combined starting 11, but also to trigger some of you guys out there. Even if you're a dirty freaking scouser, okay? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on what the best combined starting 11 is. I know there's a bunch of comments that are saying there's no Man United player gets in the Liverpool starting 11. Well, if that's your opinion, get it in the comment section. I want to see your starting 11s or your combined starting 11s for later. Viking Red comments, Pig, would you take relegation if the Glazers F off? Yep, covered this in my last video with Henry and the Pig and the Hen Show. I'd absolutely take relegation right in the face and bloody love it if it meant 100% that the Glazers would get the wheels in motion and they would sell up, maybe to the fans or maybe to just somebody that is really well off, that can truly get this club back on track and actually invest fully into the club, and not just invest what we make fully, but maybe put some other stuff in there too. You know, if you look at all these sugar daddies like Roman Abramovich and Sheikh Mansour and people like this, they're putting their own money into it. They're actually setting up like the sponsorship deals for naming rights and Etihad Airways, which they also own, and stuff like this, just to flood money into the club so they can spend more money because of financial threat. That's the sort of owners that we want, really. I'd rather that. I'd rather it be some billionaires playboys plaything, to be honest, than the Glazers, which is, it's a money earner for them. It's a sucker. They suck the blood out of it. That's what they do, like leeches. They suck the money out of this club. So I'd much rather that would be the case. Gungshi has got to go now. See you tonight, Pig and Hen. Nice one, Gungshi. Thank you very much for stopping by here, pal. Good luck at the hospital, mate. And yeah, see you later on for the Pig and the Hen show, 3 p.m. Nash Chi comments, say Pig, been thinking, is United maybe not running a fraud or scheme with these Glazers? Well, basically the Glazers are running a scheme, aren't they? They bought the club with debt money. They're selling parts of the club off. They're whoring our brand out to whatever company will pay any money to us. And in a way, you know, they're fraudsters because they bought the club with debt money and they're just servicing that debt. And on the face of it, oh, we're trying to do what's in best interest for the club. We're not just going to go out there and spend crazily in January and all this shit. It's bollocks. Anyway, Mojo comments, Pig, your thoughts on the match referee Martin Atkinson? Oh, you mean Martin Twatkinson? That's all I really need to say. Unless there's some news that I don't know about. Hopefully that's not too terrible of a comment. It's a bit random you would bring him up. He's not passed away, has he? Shit. Anyway. Ghost Storm comments, the only United player makes it into the combined 11 is Pogba. So there you go. Another one who agrees with Gungshi there. Ghost Storm, I must say, buddy, you must be a ghost in a storm because your head is all over the gaff, lad. Pogba in the combined 11? What, are you having a freaking laugh? No, not for me, I'm afraid, pal. He doesn't get in the... Come on. Consistent, he's awful. Do something, Paul. Do something for United on a consistent basis, not just a one-off, and make me change my mind. Then I would consider it, but this moment in time, no way does he get ahead of any of Liverpool's midfielders. No way. They've won every game this season. And I know I said I wasn't going to bring form into it, and I'm not. I'm talking about over the last few years, Pogba's been gash. Box comment, Glazers are bleeding the club dry, wringing out every last penny until we're completely fooked. Absolutely, mate. That's exactly what they're doing. They'll sell assets to the club, but they're not improving the stadium. You see other teams getting new stadiums. You know, Spurs got new stadiums. They're not truly improving this football club. They're just taking stuff out. Franklin Capelin, shout out to you. Much appreciated. He's a big fan of the show. Big fan of your name there, Franklin. Thank you very much for getting in there. Viking Red comments, Pig, would you take Zlatan back? In a absolute Swedish heartbeat, my friend. Do you know what I mean? 100% would take him back at the club. I mean, he was a great talisman for us when we had him there. We don't have the natural goal scorers in the team at the moment. Marcus Rashford's been proving that recently. Greenwood's a 17-year-old lad, looks great, but he's 17. Martial, injury prone, he's injured at the moment. You know, we need a talismanic goal scorer up there. Even if they're not going to play every game, just somebody who you can bring on at the end of games, maybe nick you a goal. But certainly if we had Zlatan, he would be starting because he's better than anything that we've got. I truly believe Zlatan Ibrahimovic is still, at this age, one of the best forwards in the world. Even if he's playing in a Mickey Mouse league, he's looking great, scoring against lesser teams, if you like, but still, the quality, the technique, the finishing ability, it's all still there. While he was at United that season, do you know what? That's the last time, actually, I must say. That season when we had him at United, we had that run to Europa League final when he was scoring all those goals. That is the last season that I've truly managed to get some sort of joy out. Okay, it was a successful season. Maybe that's why we did win some trophies there. But it was largely down to having Zlatan in the team because the rest of the team was bang average, wasn't it? We were crying out for a leader. We were crying out for some sort of a catalyst, like an Eric Cantona type when we got him from Leeds, who could just come in there and turn things around and really kick us on. And he did that for us for a year. And I would take him back all day long. I rate him so much. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, to me, still one of the best players in the world. I'd have him at United in a heartbeat. If he wants to come, please come, Zlatan. Top moments, comments, Matip over Maguire. He's played and won the UCL against Messi, Suarez, Lewandowski, Gnabry, Neymar, Mbappe, 97 points in the league. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I could understand what you're saying there. He has obviously built up quite an impressive partnership with Van Dijk over the last season or so. And yeah, he's a decent player. But no, I just, fair enough. That's your opinion. I respect that. It's the opinion of probably the majority of people, not just United fans or Liverpool fans or neutrals, just the majority of general people. I think that you're right. I think most people would choose Matip. But I do think, take the last couple of months out of it, Maguire, I just think Maguire's a better defender. There you go. Right, guys, I'm going to have to wrap this video up here. Shout out to a few people at the end here. Quetzalcoatl, Ghost Storm, Viking Red, Tommy Lim, Box. Box says Joe Gomez was playing centre-back most of last year for Liverpool. Matip replaced him later on in the season. Fair play. Yeah, Joe Gomez doesn't get in with a shout for me getting in there either, but good comment there, pal. Everybody else, Zephyr Gaming, thank you very, very much for tuning in. Zephyr Gaming says Maguire is levels ahead of Matip. I'm with you on that one. Anyway, like I said at the start of this video, these are just my thoughts and opinions. I don't want to trigger you guys and gals too much, of course, but I just did want to give you my thoughts after Danny Mills gave his starting level with no Manchester United players in there. I think United get 2 in there. It's a sad indictment. It's a terrible situation United in. It just goes to show you how shit we are when even me, a United fan who's probably a little bit biased, can only really stick a goalkeeper and Harry Maguire slabhead in there. Out the whole freaking team, that's who gets in there. The other 9 players, they're all Liverpool players. It's a disgrace, but that's what I think about it, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If I've not responded to you in this live stream, thank you ever so much for getting in here with your comments and tuning in. I know it's very early in the morning. Don't usually do early streams like this, but I just wanted to do a quick one before I got to get on with the rest of my day, which I have to do now. But come back later on, 3 p.m. UK time today, Pig and the Hen Show podcast live, where me and Henry will be dissecting all the major football headlines as we do, and you guys can call in and have your say on anything we discuss. So have a bloody good one, lads and lasses. I'll see you later on. Do us a favour before you go, even if you don't agree with what I said, smash a cheeky little like on it, and come back once this video is finished. Get your thoughts in the not live comments with your starting 11s. If you think I'm right or wrong, who would you select in your starting 11s, combined 11s for this one? Keep a lookout on the channel for upcoming stuff. Picking the Hen later. We've got the fire in my room. I will be doing a proper preview as well, a bit later in the week for the Liverpool game. So do come back and keep an eye out. Keep your eyes peeled for that on the channel. Anyway, guys, this is the Flying Pig on Flying Pig United. I'll see you later on. Have yourselves a good one. You can follow me on social media at there. And until next time, have yourselves a bloody good one. This is the Pig. Take it easy. I'll see you at 3 p.m. for the Pig and the Hen Show. You stay classy. And come on, United. We've got to freaking try and do the Scouts. It's going to be difficult, but we've got to try. See you guys.